After finding Cherry safe but scared at the nursery, we plunged into a desperate investigation, poring over evidence, clinging to any thread that might lead us to the truth. The mansion, once a symbol of Justin's power, became a claustrophobic maze, filled with secrets and suspicion. Even Chester, usually a pillar of stability, seemed to waver. Then the pieces started to fall into place. The compromised security guard, the old letter hinting at a family feud, the chilling realization that Justin's own uncle was the architect of this terror. It was a betrayal that struck at the heart of the Hunt family. Faced with this horrifying reality, I made the only choice I could. I had to protect Cherry. I had to get her away from the danger, even if it meant leaving Justin and Pete behind. So what will Justin do to protect Pete from his own uncle? How far will this family feud go? And will Justin and I be able to bridge the chasm that has opened between us? Or will the darkness that surrounds us ultimately tear us apart? The late afternoon sun cast long shadows across my room when Justin's voice came through the phone. "Nora," he said, his tone a strange mix of formality and something I couldn't quite place. "I've made a dinner reservation. For you, me, and Cherry." I paused, a flicker of surprise and wariness warring within me. "A dinner reservation? Justin, It's important," he interjected, his voice firm. "And I know Cherry would enjoy it." I hesitated. The thought of a dinner with Justin, a formal one at that, stirred a complicated mix of emotions. "I don't know, Justin, I have things to do." "It's at Club Prism," he said, his voice lowering slightly. "I've booked a private room, and I've ensured the highest level of security. I wouldn't take any risks." That last part caught my attention. The mention of security, the reassurance that Cherry would be safe. It chipped away at my resistance. The threat against Pete, the lingering fear, it was always there, a shadow in the corner of my mind. I sighed. "All right, Justin, but just for a little while, and only because of the security." "Of course," he said, a hint of something like relief in his voice. "We'll pick you up at 7. The line went dead, leaving me with a sense of unease and a flutter of something else, something I couldn't quite define. Later, at Club Prism, Justin had arranged for a private room. It was an odd scene, him ordering food, considering his usual strict diet. As the head of the Hunts, he had a team of nutritionists dictating his meals. Bland, healthy food was his norm, never anything rich or sweet. Pete, too, was under the same regimen. But tonight, he was different. He looked at Pete, a strange indulgence in his eyes. "You can order whatever you want," he said, his voice softer than usual. Pete's face lit up, his gaze landing on the most decadent item on the menu. "Dad, that ice cream looks amazing." A flicker of hesitation crossed Justin's face. It wasn't exactly a warm night, and the idea of Pete gorging himself on ice cream made him pause. But then those big, innocent eyes of his widened, and he relented. "Okay, we'll get it." Pete's excitement grew. He pointed to the crispy golden French fries. "Dad, and these too." Fried, greasy food was an absolute no in Justin's book. Yet, he found himself saying, "All right, those too, and that, and that." For what felt like an eternity, Pete listed off every sugary, fatty, and utterly forbidden dish, and Justin, against all his habits, agreed to them all. Pete's voice, small and filled with anticipation, broke the silence. "Where's Mommy?" Justin's eyebrows arched, mirroring his son's impatience. He checked his watch and then pulled out his phone, dialing my number. "Nora," he said, his voice tight. "Where are you? We're waiting." "Justin?" My voice came through the phone, strained and apologetic. "I'm so sorry. Something urgent came up at the lab. I won't be able to make it." A sigh escaped Justin. "I understand." But Pete's disappointed. "I know," I said, my voice softening. "Tell him I'll make it up to him, okay?" "I will," Justin said, his voice a mix of resignation and something else, something I couldn't quite decipher. He ended the call and looked at Pete, his expression gentle but firm. "I'm sorry, Pete, Mommy can't make it tonight. She has to work." Pete's face fell, his excitement dimming. But she promised." "I know," Justin said, his voice soothing. "But it's important work. She'll make it up to you. I promise." He paused, then added, "You know what? Since the mansion is still being renovated with all the new security and safety stuff, why don't we stay at Uncle Chester's place tonight? It'll be like a sleepover. Pete's eyes widened, his disappointment momentarily forgotten. Really? At Uncle Chester's? Justin smiled, a genuine smile that reached his eyes. Really? And we can order even more ice cream there. Pete's face lit up, his earlier sadness replaced by pure joy. He grabbed his spoon and dug into the melting ice cream with renewed vigor. With me absent and Justin's strange indulgence, Pete ate with a fervor he rarely displayed. It was only when his little stomach was round and full that Justin, his own mood, a mix of lingering disappointment and a forced cheerfulness, took him to Chester's. It was late, and Chester's house was quiet, so they went straight to bed. Pete, surprisingly docile from his food coma, went to bed immediately after Justin tucked him in. For reasons he couldn't explain, Justin woke abruptly around 1 a.m. An inexplicable unease settled in his stomach, driving him to check on Pete. He quietly opened his door, his heart pounding with a sudden irrational fear. He found his son clutching his belly, his forehead slick with perspiration. What's wrong with him? Is it just the food, a simple stomachache? Or is there something more, something sinister at play? Has the danger that's been stalking us finally found its way into our lives, targeting my son, my world? And what will I do if I can't protect him? The questions gnawed at Justin and me, sharp and relentless, as Justin stared at Pete's pale face in the dim light of Chester's guest room.